It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, over the first half of the season, we've gotten a good sense of what this team is capable of. When they're on, which they have been consistently, they are an excellent unit. Somebody we're going to be keeping an eye on tonight. What a story for this guy, Hassan Whiteside. He was a journeyman, and then last season, man, just exploded back onto the NBA scene. What do you make of what you've seen of Whiteside, Shaq?
You know, Ernie, he's got incredible height and wingspan. He's 7 foot. He blocks a ton of shots. Gets better every year, gets better every game. He's getting more comfortable. And you can be comfortable in Miami when it's 80 degrees all the time.
Without question. But if he can control his emotions and take that emotional energy and use it into his play, then he could be a real dominant center in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that was the problem early on in his career. It wasn't the ability. It was more just mentally if he was locked into the game and what his attitude was.
He looks locked in now, man. He looks locked in. I like him. He's going to be a top 5 center in the next 3 years.
I think he'll be better than Shaq before it's all said and done.
Ernie, whatever you're drinking in that cup, get rid of it.
Yes.
It's affecting your judgment.
That'll do it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
It's game time in Boston as the crowds look to cheer on the Celtics. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. And, of course, David Lee with him gone. We'll see how they get along.
Kevin, I've got to admit, I was caught off guard by this trade. I mean, he played such a big part for him. He was the last guy I expected them to move.
Yeah, but if you're going to make a move, this is when you want to do it, when a guy has basically lifted his ceiling. And so now it creates some other opportunities for some of your younger players. We'll just have to see how that transition plays out and how those new pieces fit.
So here's Miami's starting group. Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Lowry out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's the closer in at the center.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. It's going to send Chris Bosh to the free throw line. It's on Jared Sullinger. Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley, Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
And, of course, Chris Bosh has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
Here's the closer. Against Golden State, he was really on his game. And it's Wade penetrating. Lowry has the open look. And it's off from three-point range.
On the topic of Chris Bosh, I mean, guys, he was a 24-11 player his last season with Toronto. Went on to Miami to win rings where his stats dipped a bit with LeBron there. Then last season, the scoring average right back up to 21 a game.
And so it's Boston with it. 4-point game. The Heat beat them last time when these two teams met down in South Florida.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
You know, sometimes we talk about a defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, Greg, but that night they got up in their own heads, just got in their own way and couldn't get out of it.
Now here's Dang. After Jared Sullinger's miss, just 3 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. And Luol Deng for 3. Deng's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Talking about Chris Bosh, he was really ahead of his time when he first entered the league. I mean, very few power forwards back then had his combination of size, agility, and skill set. Now we're seeing a ton of 4s like that on draft night.
And here's Lowry. After Jared Sullinger hitting his 3, they set the screen. Outside Lowry. Here's the closer. Now Deng. Can't hit from 12. Now here's Smart. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Brown with a screen on Lowry. Smart with the ball. Wade picks him up. Smart kicks to Brown. Now the feed to Sullinger. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
And here's a look at some stats for the Cobra. He's really stood out for them over the past month. Averaging about 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And you know, that's what stars do. It isn't always about scoring 50 points. It's about making plays consistent.
Outside Deng. The closer passes to Bosh, and it's blocked. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sullinger. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Celtics trail by 6. Brown kicks to Sullinger. Smart puts the pick in for Sullinger. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. The Heat have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
The free throw drops for Bosh. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
Now Smart, following the miss by Chris Bosh from deep. Sullinger the screen. He hits Brown with the drive, lays it up and banks it in.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
The closer, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
The kick out to Brown. Tries yet again. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes naturally to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
Now a timeout called by Boston. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Boston, no good that time either. Getting back to Kyle Lowry, the reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard.
Good
That's
point,
why he's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
3 on the clock. Dang gets a wide-open look. And again, Miami with the triple.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Now here's Brown. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Milwaukee, and he gets it to go.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
And so here is Miami following the 3-pointer by Boston. Lowry dishes to Bosh. Shot on the way. No luck. So the Celtics will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And a couple guys got hot early, and then it became contagious. You could see that everybody kind of pitched in when it came to shooting.
Exactly right, Greg. I mean, normally there's a hot shooter. The defense can kind of lock into that guy and then let somebody else get some shots. But that wasn't even an option in that game because everybody was on fire.
And it's Wade, that time on the assist by Dang. And the Heat lead by 12.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness. Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Now here's Wade. A 14-point game for him in the win against Golden State.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Now that's a momentum shifter there. A steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court.
Here's Wade. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. Bosh, the screen. Wade passes to Bosh. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Jared Sullinger.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
Free throw good. Bosh. Sullinger did continue to improve last year, Clark, but you can't ignore that he had to miss time once again.
Yeah, and you hope that he'll be able to stay healthy for a full year at some point. When he's on the floor, he's a hard matchup for just about every team in the league.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And then for Miami, Whiteside's checked in for the closer. Barnes comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Jennings in for Kyle Lowry.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart.
Thomas, that's good.
job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Right side a screen. Jennings kicks to Wade. Pass to Whiteside. The jump hook, no good. Good work defensively by Horford. Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners. None more impressive than his jump over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
Amare Stoudemire, he's checked in for the Heat. Here's Warren, and it's blocked by Whiteside. Barnes dishes to Wade. Rebound Boston. And here is Warren. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. There's a screen. Horford with a screen on Wade. And Thomas, here we go. Horford with it. Now Stoudemire defending. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Boston with the ball. They trail by 7.
Yeah, really like the defensive focus and intensity at the start.
Exactly. Nothing easy. They're making them work just to get into their offense. Very disruptive so far.
Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Horford with a screen on Jennings. Goes up with a stripe. Horford kicks to Pierce. Softly drops in the floater.
Well, this here is a game. Good run to close the gap.
Yeah, they've done a great job to get back within striking distance. Really a solid comeback effort here.
Now here's Jennings. Another guy who really kicked it up a notch in that game against the Warriors. Shot on the wing, and he hits the jump shot. Jennings has got his first points in this one. Celtics trail by 7. Outside Thomas. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Isaiah Thomas. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared him down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Now here's Jennings. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. Pierce with it. Wade picks him up. They set the pick. Pick by Horford. Outside Thomas. Clock at 4. Fires the 3. Kept alive by Boston. Here's Pierce. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Pierce has got his second bucket.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Boston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good for Moore. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the first. Jennings with the ball. Right side a screen. Here's Wade. The shot's good. Jennings making the play.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Boston, no good that time either. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Heat up 3. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction. The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You know, you could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and so have tight-knit groups who were really close. So there's really no magic formula. I think there's a little bit of art to go with the science in that.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Jennings out there with Lowry, and it's the closer in at the 5 down low. Miami leading by 6. Looks for Lowry, gets it to him. And it's sent back by Horford. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. Smart's checked in for Boston. Marcus Smart. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. They set the pick. Lowry passes to Jennings. But they recover it. Ball stolen. Here's Smart. Passes it to Brown. Now Smart. Back to Brown. From deep three-point range. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Horford with the screen on Lowry. Brown dishes to Horford. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Horford's got his first 2 points.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Bosh. He's got 6. Shoots from 8. That one rolling around and rims out. Celtics trail by 4. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure. He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Here's the closer. And again, it's the Heat missing. Smart kicks to Horford. Pass to the kid. Warren with the ball. He's picked up by Dang. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. Well, T.J. Warren had a very interesting start to his NBA career. Spent most of the first half in the D-League. In the second half, Clark, he finally got some minutes and really provided a spark.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't have great range on his jumper right now, and he's not an elite ball handler, but he's one of the best cutters in the game. Moves well without the ball, so I think his future is bright nonetheless.
That free throw good from Warren.
And talking about TJ, guys, he put up a few interesting numbers towards the end of last season. Shot 64% from the field in March. Had 18 points in one game, 17 in another. The last game of the year, he chips in with 6 assists. So now it's up to him to put it all together on a more consistent basis.
No good on the second free throw.
And, you know, getting back to TJ, yes, he needs to improve his shooting range, but what I'd like to see are major improvements on defense. I mean, he shows active hands when he's near the ball, but he can also be a bit lazy as a defender and gambles and reaches too much. That won't get it done at this level.
So they take the lead. The Cobras got 5.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
And it's about getting open looks, and they've used that shot with great effect here tonight.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
They drew a lot of fouls in their games, guys, and that was the one area that really stood out when you watched it.
Just lack discipline defensively, Greg. I mean, that's why they got a lot of free points at the charity stripe.
Sullinger's checked in for Warren. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. There's the pass to the closer. Kicks it out to Jennings. The 19-footer is on the money. Jennings has got his second basket.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then a nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
It's Brown with the drive and the dunk to finish it off. Ah, beauty.
Ooh, just shook his man loose with a crafty play inside.
And then the dunk just tops it off beautifully.
High-level skills being showcased out there now, fellas. I mean, that was a terrific hoop.
Here's Bosch. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
It's Brown with the drive. It's deflected. but he stays with it. Now here's Smart. 5 to shoot. From deep. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover. So valuable, especially for a guard, as we see two tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players he's played up against, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnover.
You know, another factor in their offense so far.
Look at that.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
There's a good screen. There's Jennings with the three. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Brown kicks to Sullinger. Nice D from Bosch. The Heat have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all total. The Heat shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. 2 shots.
All right, now, take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Kyle Lowry drops them both. Boston trailing. Pass to the Cobra. Here's the kid. Lets it fly. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game. Luol Deng really making a difference here.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
So it's Boston now, trailing by 2. Here's the kid. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple of years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof? Only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
Sullinger is screen on Lowry. Dishes to Smart. To the inside, a Cobra, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Chris Bosh.
You know, on the topic of Sullinger, guys, he said publicly that people are doubting him, and he's right. I mean, until he gets in better shape and stays that way, there will always be questions surrounding that part of his game. Hopefully for him going forward, he can be more Duncan than Diao in the way he treats his body.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And some changes here for the Heat. Whiteside's checked in for the closer, and Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Brandon Jennings. He's perfect from the line this time. Here is Lowry. He's coming off a 13-point game against Golden State.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score.
Bosh, the screen. Wade passes to Bosh. Rebounded by the Celtics. The Cobra's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Pass to the kid. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 4th assist in this one.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Lowry against Brown. Bosh kicks to Lowry. Knocks down the 3-ball. Lowry's got 5. Clark, 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
You know, both teams showing a lot of resilience, I think. Coming back and coming back, back and forth, back and forth.
Reminds me of a song.
Yeah, Kevin, that's Cameo, to be exact. And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
They double him with Dang. Here's Sullinger, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. 5 points in the game.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And here's Lowry. He's got 5. He dishes it to Wade. It's stolen by Brown. And here comes the break. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And what a tremendous game for Brown. He has 8 points and 4 assists. He's been tough on the inside and displayed great vision with his passing, too.
And you know what? He is the total package today, giving them a little bit of everything.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw good from Brown. Some changes for Boston. Paul Pierce is checked in for the Cobra. Avery Bradley comes in for the Kid. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Marcus Smart. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for the Heat. Harrison Barnes comes in for Luol Deng. And Brown drops them both. Here's Wade. Double teamed on Wade. Here's Barnes. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself. And, you know, a very level-headed,
One shot.
dignified young man, and just he has an air about it.
On the free throw, no good. And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more Clark assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you.
For Boston, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career has been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Whiteside sets the pick for Lowry. Another shot, and it's blocked. Bradley with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Thomas kicks to Pierce. A second chance effort. That's good. And the Celtics lead by 6.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass. You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting, injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
And the rejection by Stoudemire. Sullinger dishes to Brown. Sullinger the screen. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
Al Horford is checked in for Brown. Both free throws good from Sullinger. The Heat trail by 6. Lowry kicks to Whiteside. And another basket for Miami. So it's Boston now. Here's Thomas. He's got 6. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Floats one, and it's Wade. That time on the assist by Barnes. Now just a 2-point Boston lead. Boston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Outside Brett. Top of the key, Pierce. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Shot off the screen. Thomas gets the bucket. Thomas got 8.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Thomas against Lowry. Al Horford with the rebound.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Outside for Sullinger. And the 3 off target.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit. after that one he had earlier.
Here's Lowry out to the right wing. Barnes passes to Stoudemire. Just his first attempt. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Boston leading by 4. There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Thomas dishes to Bradley. Here's Sullinger. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. T.J. Warren comes in for Paul Pierce. And Smart subbed in for Avery Bradley. That free throw good from Sullinger.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
The Heat trail by 7. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Stolen by Smart. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Right side inside. Guarded by Horford. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. The Heat have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
"17 seconds left in the first half. Now Thomas. He's got 8. Out to the right wing. Here's Warren. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Celtics lead by 4. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, I'm with Eric Spoelstra, and obviously, Coach, some great work tonight on the defensive side of the ball. How does the team's defense play into your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the two-point line as best as we can.
Eric, thank you. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, welcome back to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They had a nice burst of energy once they got to the second quarter and ended the half holding on to a 4-point lead. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
I love the way they took care of the basketball. They displayed good patience, strong decision-making, sharp passing, all of it. This is why coaches say, make the right play, not the spectacular play. Well, unless the spectacular play is the right play, but don't give away possession. That's the moral of the story.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunities. Few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.